She's had a lot of confidence issues in the beginning. She had lost, 100 pounds. She got a new boyfriend. She was really, really happy. It seemed like things were just turning around for her, and
how soon as I get home, oh yeah, I'll make it up to you.
This was supposed to be her weekend. Saturday night, center stage, singing at a domestic violence awareness event she'd been rehearsing for weeks. She was finally ready, finally confident, finally free. But Saturday never came. Friday night, 12:30 a.m., her own driveway. One gunshot, straight through the chest. The person who pulled the trigger didn't break in, didn't kick down the door, didn't force his way inside. He lived there. He was her son. And before you ask how a son could look his mother in the eye and pull the trigger, the real question is darker than that. Why does this keep happening? Why do the people fighting violence end up trapped inside it? Why do we ignore the warnings until it's too late? Her name was Latoya Clara Ari, and if you think you know how this story ends, you don't. Because what killed her wasn't the bullet. It was the choice she made over and over again. The person she protected, the boundary she never enforced, the love that became permission. And here's the part that should terrify you. Someone watching this right now is making the same choice, protecting someone who's dangerous, ignoring the signs, believing love will fix it. It won't. And Latoya's story is proof. If this story is already making you uncomfortable, good. That means you need to hear it. Hit that like button right now if you believe we need to stop protecting dangerous people just because we love them. Share this video with someone who needs to see it, because silence is what keeps these tragedies repeating. And subscribe, because by the end of this story, you'll understand why the most dangerous person in your life might be the one you refuse to give up on. To understand how it reached that moment, the driveway, the argument, the gun, we have to go back. Back before she was a victim. Back to who she really was. Back to the voice that could shake a room. Back to the mother who worked 3 jobs and still found time to dream. Back to the woman who had one rule she repeated constantly. A boundary she drew in the sand over and over again. And back to the son, who never stopped crossing it. Because the tragedy didn't start on September 17th, 2021. It started years earlier, with a warning no one took seriously, with violence everyone excused, with a mother who loved too much and a son who gave nothing back. This is the story of Latoya Clara Ari. And it's the story of every person who's ever asked themselves, when is love not enough? Let's find out. Latoya Clara Ari was born November 23, 1979, to Tia and Milton Carpenter. Raised in Spotsylvania County, Virginia, a place known for Civil War battles. But this story isn't about the past. It's about a woman who refused to give up on herself, on her dreams, and tragically, on the one person who would destroy her. She had a gift, a voice that didn't just fill a room, it commanded it, the kind that hit you in the chest and stayed there. She sang at Mount Hope Baptist Church. And when she did, people didn't just listen. They felt it. But singing wasn't paying the bills. She was raising 4 children, largely on her own, working multiple jobs to keep food on the table, clothes on their backs, a roof over their heads. And still, she found a way to build. Cosmetology license, opened her own salon, created a wig line called Latoya's Hair, got certified in phlebotomy, earned an associate degree in criminal justice, then went back to school at Walden University for social work. She was stacking skills, making moves, rising. In 2019, she joined True Soul, a DC area band, and she became the voice, traveling the South, filling clubs. Her bandmates compared her to Whitney Houston. She was acting in indie films. Her confidence was growing. Her life was finally turning around. But while everything on the outside looked like success, inside her home, there was someone who wasn't building anything. Her youngest son, Elijah Deontay Smith, early 20s. No job, no direction, no drive. And he wasn't just unmotivated, he was entitled. He treated LaToya's home like a hotel, a place to crash, eat, sleep, do whatever he wanted, whenever he wanted. She had rules, basic ones. Respect the house. Don't bring women over for sex. Show some decency. Elijah ignored all of them. And when she called him out, he got angry. But it wasn't just disrespect. It was violence. Years earlier, during an argument with LaToya, Elijah had physically attacked his own brother because his brother tried to step in and defend their mother. That should have been the warning. That should have been the moment she said, "Enough." But she didn't kick him out. She kept giving him chances, kept hoping he'd change, kept believing that love and patience would turn him around. Because that's who LaToya was. A mother who couldn't abandon her child, even when that child was dangerous. But Elijah? He wasn't trying to change. He was comfortable, living rent-free, no responsibilities, no accountability, just a grown man leeching off his mother while she worked herself to exhaustion. And the more she gave, the more he took. Until September 17th, 2021. The night LaToya came home early from a trip. The night she walked through her own front door and saw something she wasn't supposed to see. Something that crossed the one line she'd drawn in permanent ink. She'd warned him, over and over, no women in the house for sex, not in her home. But there he was, with a woman, violating the one boundary she'd made crystal clear. And this time she didn't negotiate. The argument exploded, voices raised, emotions high, and it didn't stay inside. It spilled out into the driveway, around 12:30 in the morning. Neighbors could hear it through their windows. Elijah loading bags into his car. LaToya standing there, arms crossed, making absolutely sure he actually left this time. And then, through the passenger side window, he raised a gun. One shot. The sound cracked through neighborhood. Neighbors jolted awake, grabbed their phones, dialed 911. Deputies from the Spotsylvania County Sheriff's Office arrived at the scene within minutes. They found LaToya in the driveway, critically wounded, blood pooling beneath her, life slipping away. They started CPR immediately, rushed her to the hospital. Doctors fought to save her, but the damage was too severe. LaToya Clara Ari was pronounced dead from a gunshot wound to the chest. The woman who was supposed to be on stage the next day, using her voice to raise awareness about domestic violence, became a victim of it instead. So why do the people trying to fight violence keep ending up victims of it? The answer is more painful than you think. And what happened next shows you exactly who Elijah really was. 4 Mile Fork Motel, a cheap spot, not far from the house, a place you go when you don't want to be found. That's where Elijah went. And the woman who'd been at the center of the whole argument, she was with him. While LaToya was being rushed to the hospital, while doctors were cutting open her chest, trying to restart her heart, while her family was getting the call that would shatter their world, Elijah was sitting in a motel room, like nothing had happened, like he hadn't just shot his own mother in the chest. No remorse, no panic, no guilt, just nothing. But it didn't take long for police to find him. They tracked his movements, surrounded the motel. And when they moved in, Elijah didn't resist. No chase, no standoff, no dramatic arrest, just a quiet surrender. And when they searched his vehicle, they found the gun and a shell casing, physical evidence tying him directly to the murder. There was no question about who pulled the trigger, no mystery, no doubt. Elijah Deontay Smith had killed his mother, and the evidence proved it. But now came the real battle, because in court, it wouldn't just be about whether he did it. It would be about what to call it. and how much his life was worth after he took hers. Elijah Deontay Smith was charged with second-degree murder and use of a firearm in the commission of a felony. Serious charges, decades behind bars if convicted. But his defense team had a strategy. They didn't deny he pulled the trigger. The evidence was too strong for that. Instead, they argued it wasn't murder. It was voluntary manslaughter, heat of passion, an emotional explosion. A son who snapped in the middle of a heated argument with his mother. Not a calculated execution, not cold-blooded, just a tragic mistake, born out of rage. The prosecution pushed back hard. They emphasized the deliberate nature of the act. Elijah didn't just lash out. He aimed a gun through the car window, pointed it at his mother, and fired. That's not heat of passion. That's a choice. The jury heard both sides, saw the evidence, listened to the arguments, and in the end, they sided with the prosecution. Guilty, second-degree murder, use of a firearm in the commission of a felony. Sentencing came on April 14, 2023. Judge Ricardo Rigual imposed 44 years in prison with 10 years suspended. That meant an effective sentence of 34 years. Elijah was 23 years old at the time. If he serves the full sentence with good behavior, he could be released around age 56 or 57. For LaToya's family, the number felt hollow. Her niece, Kiana Carpenter, stood outside the courthouse. "My aunt didn't deserve this. He's a threat to society, family or not. If he could kill again, I'm sure he would. I'll forgive him, but I'll never forget." Later, on social media, she went further. 34 years is a slap on the wrist for killing the woman who gave you life. A woman who raised you, protected you, and still let you stay after you'd assaulted her. For the family, no amount of time could measure what was really lost. Because LaToya wasn't just a victim, she was a voice, a mother, a dreamer. The world lost a gifted singer who was just starting to shine. But more than that, we lost another person who tried to help others, only to become the statistic herself. LaToya Clara Ari was finally living the life she'd been chasing. Rising singer, confident, free, and she was about to use her voice to raise awareness about domestic violence. Instead, she became a victim of it, killed by the son she refused to give up on. At what point does protecting someone turn into protecting the person who will destroy you? LaToya kept giving Elijah chances, even after the violence, even after the disrespect, even after everyone around her saw the danger. She couldn't abandon him. But love without boundaries isn't protection, it's permission. And in this case, it cost her everything. Drop a comment below. Have you ever had to cut off a family member for your own safety? What made you finally do it? If this story hit you, hit that like button. Share it with someone who needs to hear it. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss stories like this. Because the most dangerous person in your life might be the one you're protecting right now. Until next time, stay safe, stay wise. And remember, compassion without boundaries isn't love. It's a trap. And sometimes, the person you're saving is the one who'll take everything from you. Thank you for watching.